If you cannot fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, you must keep moving. This is my favorite quote that I've repeated to myself over and over throughout the past 4 years. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said this while he was fighting for African American equality in 1967. This quote reminds me that no matter what we are facing, I must keep my dreams and goals in front of me and keep moving forward even through the trials. It was January of 2016. I was 13 years old, about to turn 14, and I was so excited for the year to come. This would be my first year that I would be able to attend almost all of the North Carolina 4-H events, my first teen retreat, first youth summit, my third electric congress, and my second congress. After my first electric congress in 2014, I decided then that I wanted to one day run for state office. So I had it all planned out. I planned on running for district office in 2017 and then running for state office. Nothing could go wrong. So I thought. During a big snowstorm that January, I was in a snow tubing accident that forever changed my life. At first we thought it was just a few broken bones, so no big deal, right? I should have had an easy recovery, however, as time went by, I seemed to get worse instead of better. After many tests and doctor's appointments and even a couple surgeries, they discovered that the original surgeon accidentally severed the two main nerves in my left leg, and I was also diagnosed with a nerve disorder called complex regional pain syndrome. CRPS can cause pain ranked up at 42 on the McGill Pain Index, which goes up to 50. This means that the pain during a flare can be more intense than childbirth or amputation. It can also be a very progressive disease, so the doctor said that I might not ever walk without crutches again. But they knew that we were going to try hard to make sure that I would walk again. After this diagnosis, I was devastated. I went through a period of time where I was extremely depressed and I wanted to give up on most things. I decided I wasn't even going to run for district office. After all, I wouldn't be able to attend most of the events due to doctor's appointments and procedures, and would people really want a district officer like me? But then one day, I met with my former 4-H program associate, Miss Linda Seaman, and she told me to never give up on these dreams because she knew how hard I've worked to reach them. Just like Miss Linda always did, she encouraged me to be my very best self and to reach my goals. And ever since that day, I decided that instead of letting CRPS get in the way of my dreams, I decided that I would let them push me farther to reach them. Now this year, I achieved one of my biggest 4-H goals. I'm standing here delivering my state 4-H spotlight speech. However, I still sometimes struggle with depression, I still have doubts, I still have pain, and I even still have to have treatments. I sometimes worry that it will be hard for me to achieve my dream of becoming a physician, and CRPS will try to stop that. However, I can almost always make my way around these doubts by focusing on the positive that CRPS has given me. Having a chronic illness has given me and taught me many things. It has given me resilience, perspective, it has placed amazing people in my life, and it has given me a gratitude that I did not have before. So now looking back, perhaps I wouldn't even be standing here as a state officer if I would have went through these trials, because these trials shaped me into who I am today. So today I'm here to challenge you to never give up on your dreams. Trust me, there will be many times that you feel like giving up, but to not do it, because perhaps the struggles that you are currently facing are shaping you into who you need to be in the future, even when it doesn't feel that way. Or should I say, especially when it doesn't feel that way. Always strive to focus on the blessings in life. When you're struggling, count those first. This helped me get through many very hard days and to never give up. Because like I said, if I would have given up, I probably wouldn't be here as a state officer right now. And now a few thank yous. First and foremost, thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Because without Him, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I wouldn't be standing here, and He is the reason that I've made it this far. I'd now like to thank my family. To Mom and Dad, thank you for always teaching me to never give up and to follow God. You have been the best parents that I could ever ask for, and I'm thankful for everything that you have taught me over the past 4 years especially. Dad, I've watched you yourself struggle with CRPS for over 11 years, and you have been one of my biggest encouragers and my lifelong best friend. Mom, thank you for being my biggest supporter and for homeschooling me for 11 years and also driving me everywhere until I was 16, and even a lot of places now because you don't trust my driving skills. And thank you. So here's a plaque for recognition. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you to Amberly and Jada, both of my sisters. I'm thankful for you both. Amberly, if it weren't for you, I would have never become so active in 4-H. You are and have always been one of my biggest role models. Jada, I'm very proud of you for everything that you have overcome. You are one of my best friends, even though you get on my nerves a lot. To Crazy Grandma, and I know some of you are wondering why I call her Crazy Grandma, but you haven't met her. Thank you for always being one of my biggest supporters and always making me laugh. Going to your house was and still is one of my favorite things to do. To my state officer team, Emily, Jessy, Kete, and Leah, thank you for being my best friends throughout this year. I knew we were going to be close at the beginning of the year, but I never imagined that we would become like family. Emily, thank you for becoming and being the best president that our team could ask for. You've always kept us on track, especially keeping me on track, and always made me laugh. Leah, I didn't really know you at the beginning of the year, but I'm so glad that we have got to know each other as teammates and friends. Jessy, Kete, we are honestly more like siblings at this point than friends. From being in the same homeschool group growing up as kids to being district officers together and now serving as state officers together, we have been through a lot together. Thank you guys again for an amazing year and for being the best teammates that I could have ever asked for. To Miss Linda Seaman, my former 4-H program associate, thank you for being my biggest mentor throughout my 4-H career. You have been an inspiration to me in more ways than one, and have always inspired me to do my best and to never give up, and for that I will always be grateful. Thank you to Mr. Trace, my former county extension agent. Although you are no longer with us, your legacy lives on. You always encourage me to do my very best, and I'm grateful for the time that you're with us. Thank you to everyone at my county extension office for the many years of putting up with me, coming in and out of the office to work on projects, and especially thank you to Miss Christina and Miss Vivian for being extra helpful this past year. Thank you to Miss Cynthia Robbins for being my adoptive 4-H agent many times. You have become a great friend of my family, and I will cherish the memories with you as a district officer, National Congress delegate, and attending many events with your county. And of course, we can't forget the Phase 10 matches. Also, thank you to the rest of Rutherford County for welcoming me into your county when my county couldn't attend. Thank you to the North Carolina 4-H office, Miss Mitzi, Miss Sarah, Miss Shannon, Dr. Yoder, and everyone else who have worked so hard this year to make sure that we could still have the events. And lastly, to North Carolina 4-H. Thank you for being my second family. I've met many lifelong friends through this amazing program, and I know that the future of 4-H is in amazing hands. Always remember to be the leaders that 4-H has taught you to be, speak your truth, and never give up on your dreams. Thank you.
I hate getting lost and being late. I have a GPS in my car, but somehow I'm still directionally challenged. I can see that I'm supposed to turn right up ahead, but somehow I miss the turn. And the word that comes out of my GPS next is the worst word I ever hear it say: recalculating. But after a moment of confusion, my GPS will find me another route to take. And sometimes it's shorter, and sometimes it's scenic, and sometimes it takes me to places that I've never been before. When things don't go as planned, you have to trust the reroute. I have learned over the years, and especially this year, that you can't plan life. I don't know about you, but I like control. I like knowing what my next steps are for the future. To be honest with you, this year has given rise to a lot of stress and anxiety for me because it has not been perfect. As much as I've wanted to plan my life, life keeps surprising me with unexpected things. And while rerouting can cause me to stress out at times, it's also left me happier than I ever planned. The first plot twist in my life happened in 2018. I play competitive soccer, and 5 minutes into the first game of the season, a girl ran through my outstretched knee and tore my ACL completely in half. I had to have reconstructive surgery, followed by months of physical therapy and personal training, and it took almost a year before I was back out on the pitch. For the first time in my life, I was terrified of the future. It seemed like everything that I had planned for could be gone. I was an active, athletic girl, and I didn't know what I was going to do that year. To be honest with you, I was in a habit of letting fear control my life. But that fall, while I was still in a wheelchair, my mom started our 4-H club. I had always been in 4-H, but now that I didn't have soccer, I took all of my extra time and energy and put it into 4-H. I ran for county council vice president and won, and I became a leader in our new club. In April, my agent told me about an open district officer position, and the night before teen retreat, I decided to run. I gathered together enough 4-H memorabilia to put together a campaign booth, and I signed off on my application in the parking lot before we took off. I wrote notes for my campaign speech in the back of a white 4-H van bumping down the road to a retreat in Timbuk 4. Before I got on the stage that night, I tossed aside my notes and decided to speak from my heart. I told the entire Southeast District that I was an introvert and I was terrified of running for this position, but I really wanted to serve them in this way, and by some crazy miracle, I won. Becoming a district officer, I learned so much about time management and teamwork, and the position pushed me to defeat some of my fears and get even more involved. I attended my first citizenship focus and participated in ARI, both programs I highly recommend to every 4-H'er. Becoming a district officer really helped me break out of my shell, and I made so many new friends. Running for state office wasn't even on my radar. In early 2019, it occurred to me that I was halfway through my year as a district officer and I didn't know where to go next. I had fallen in love with leadership and service, but I had never dreamed about becoming a state officer. In the past, I had watched state officers give their spotlight speeches, and they had said how it was a lifelong dream they always wanted. But I was terrified of everything about state office. I was scared of the stage, the bright lights, the echoing microphone, but more than that, I was afraid of other people looking up to me. I didn't see myself as a good enough 4-H'er, and I didn't see myself as your typical 4-H'er. I'll stand here today and tell you that I know next to nothing about judging livestock and agriculture. So how was I supposed to be one of the 4 faces of 4-H without being an absolute expert on everything 4-H? I wasn't a Miss 4-H, and I still got nervous butterflies when I spoke in front of people. And I certainly wasn't worth aspiring to. People would judge me. People wouldn't like me. These little voices dug inside my head. When we're afraid of other people's disapproval, when we're afraid that we don't measure up to someone else's standards, and when we're afraid of letting people down, we are fearing people. People pleasing and those voices that rise up can imprison our hearts and chase away every dream that we label worthwhile. But instead of letting those fears win, I listened to the one tiny voice inside my head that whispered, "What about the people like you?" Because no matter what fears you have, someone else out there is struggling with them too. So I decided to run for office. I visited every single district's teen retreat last year, and let me tell you, they were all amazing. I made more friends than I could ever imagine and made best friends with those who were running with me. I won state office, and I got to serve with my best friends and 3 of the most amazing leaders I have ever met. Once again, my life was planned and in control. I had a year to serve the most amazing organization, and I had a year to travel across the state, speaking, teaching, and inspiring. I was on track to graduate high school, and I was able to follow my dream of going to college. Then life took another reroute. In March, I went straight from having a concussion and being sidelined at home to the whole world staying at home to keep people safe from a virus. I wasn't going to 4-H events or planning big in-person conferences, and I didn't see Jessy, Kete, and Kyler for over 7 months because they were on the other side of the state. Lacking control once again made my anxiety and stress levels rise. All the dreams I had for 2020 being my year seemed to slip away. But because this was not my first reroute, I was able to make the best of the situation. I was able to teach at virtual 4-H events, and I encouraged my friends and fellow state council members to run for office. As a team, we were able to rise to the occasion and make lemonade out of the lemons that life threw at us. I didn't get to walk at graduation, and my first year at college this fall isn't certain. But I have learned that worrying and being anxious doesn't do anything to change the future. My challenge to you is this: be willing to let life react you. The way I planned life never led me to this moment. It happened because I embraced the reroute. I decided to choose bravery, and while the road had its bumps and twists, the journey has been worth it. Every day we have to choose to be brave. The only difference between someone who's brave and someone who lives in fear is that the brave person capitalizes on their fears versus letting those fears hold them captive. I want to say thank you to some people who have helped me overcome my fears, who always pushed me, who always loved me, and who inspired me. First and foremost, I want to thank God. Thank you for helping me learn to place control in your hands. Thank you for always being with me and constantly and overwhelmingly loving me in every moment. I'm so grateful to have had this experience and these people to lead and guide me. Please help me not cry during these next thank yous. To everyone at the Johnston County 4-H office, including both my past and present agents, you watched me grow up, took all of my many project books, fall showcase entries, and backpack buddies donations, and helped me with everything from presentations to signing off on one of my many forms. Miss Lori, you didn't think any dream of mine was crazy, no matter how last minute they were. You encouraged me to lead and to serve, and I wouldn't be half the 4-H'er I am today without your support, encouragement, and many reference letters. Thank you. Miss Courtney, though you haven't been my agent for long, you have worked so hard to give me so many opportunities. Thank you for your countless emails and stepping into this role with so much creativity, an open ear, and open heart. To the state officers before me, who inspired me and who I looked up to, thank you for leading me. I remember listening to Grace Swain at my first 4-H Congress and absolutely falling in love with her and her gorgeous smile. To Ruth Perkins, who inspired me so much that my campaign speech sounds an awful lot like her spotlight speech. To Nicole Worth, my role model, who pushed me to run for state office and who always nurtured a relationship with me. To Kat Stolpen, who answered every single one of my questions and taught me that state officers really are normal people like you and me. Thank you for blazing the way for me to be here today. To Miss Mitzi, Miss Sarah, Miss Shannon, Dr. Yoder, and every amazing person at the state office, thank you for this opportunity to lead. Words cannot express how grateful I am to have been able to serve and have gone to all the many events this year. To my family, not once have I ever heard Leah's crazy, at least not when it comes to 4-H. Thank you for supporting me in everything 4-H. Mommy, thank you for driving me hours and crazy early in the morning to campaign at Tina Treats, to present at state, and every opportunity I set my heart on. Thank you for signing off on every form, for helping pay half for Tina Treats, and for letting me go to 4-H trips. Nothing I could ever do could ever repay you for all the opportunities you've given me. Daddy, thank you for driving me to Emily's house and the airport and to Raleigh early in the morning. Thank you for printing and folding all of my campaign material. And thank you for listening to all my rambles from leadership roles to drama to events. To Becca and Cassie, thank you for being along for the journey. I hope you can do as much in 4-H as I was able to do, and know that I will always be there for you. To my team, Emily, Jessy, Kete, and Kyler. I never planned on having the best team ever, but here we are. I could not imagine this last year and a half without you guys. We've had the most amazing adventures, the best tea spilling sessions, and I truly feel like you guys are my family. You have been the best and most loyal friends I've had in my entire life, and I am so blessed to have you in my life. Kyler, you can always bring a smile to my face. I can't even remember how many times I have laughed until my stomach hurt with you. From our cookout adventures to terrifying me in the escape room, to the snake, to commiserating over our bad knees, you've been like the brother that I never had. With all that said, I am still not getting in a car with you behind the steering wheel. Jessy, Kate, God knew I needed a Jesus friend, but he also knew I needed somebody to ask if we're wearing makeup today. You are the one I go to if I have drama, or if I just need to talk all things The Bachelor. I love our deep conversations, your amazing advice and wisdom in life, and all the laughs that we've shared. I love you forever, and I'm coming to you with any college needs that I have, advice and drama. Emily, I don't even know what to say. Never in a million years did I ever dream that my first Congress roommate would become a state officer with me. We've been through everything together, every event, every adversary, every high and low. I'm so thankful to have had you by my side no matter what, and I truly know that I would have never gotten here today without you. Love you forever, your Chipmunk. To 4-H as a whole, from district officers and agents who are willing to adopt me into their county, to agents who helped me out at events, including when I forgot a washcloth, and to the 4-H'ers who stood by me when I was campaigning and showed me true friendship. 4-H'ers, you inspire me every day and have helped me along the way. You might say that I inspire you, but you're really the inspiration to me. I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes. One cannot be brave who has no fear. I want to challenge you to fight your fears and chase your dreams with passion, perseverance, and integrity. Don't let go of an opportunity because of fear. If you don't choose to be brave and chase what you crave, you will live in regret forever. Go out there and fight every fear in North Carolina 4-H. Always be willing to let life reroute you. Thank you.
Everyone struggles with something, whether it be academics, public speaking, or something that seems as simple as time management. Everyone struggles with something on a daily basis. I struggle with math, and you might say, well, hold on, Jessy Kate, a lot of people struggle with math in school. But I think it's safe to say that my struggle with math is a little bit different than most. When I was in middle school, I was given a diagnosis for a brain disorder called dyscalculia. Dyscalculia is very similar to dyslexia, and it is a brain disorder that causes people to have severe difficulty making mathematical calculations. And for those of you who know me very well, you know that academics have always been very important to me. When I got to high school, this struggle with math became more than just numbers and math lessons. I began to question my self-worth and my capability to achieve some of my dreams, such as serving as a state 4-H officer. For as long as I can remember, my two biggest dreams were attending university to study agriculture and serving North Carolina 4-H as a state officer. But I constantly wondered how I would be able to accomplish those dreams with this disorder following me wherever I went. During my junior year of high school, I performed very poorly on a math test that I had studied for weeks for. This was the moment that I allowed the disorder that I have to bring me to my lowest. I had spent years struggling and allowing it to define me and what I'm capable of doing. It was this day that I decided I would no longer allow my disorder to be the obstacle that kept me from doing what I wanted to do. I decided that I had to change my mindset, and last spring I graduated high school with a 4.0 GPA, and I had an acceptance letter from the University of Mount Olive School of Agriculture and Biological Sciences. And last summer, I stood on a stage before all of you campaigning to serve as one of your new state officers. My two biggest goals that I had dreamed of for years had finally come true. The struggles we face each day do not always define who we are. Instead, I challenge you to embrace who God made you to be, and do not allow the things that you perceive as flaws or imperfections keep you from achieving your dreams. Don't allow your struggles to keep you from living your best life. Make the most out of every day that you have, because life on earth is short and every day is precious. So with every breath in your body, live right now, because your biggest regret could be that you didn't dance when you had the health and could hear the music. I want to share a couple thank yous with some people that have supported me along my way. My first and most important thank you goes to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without Him, I would be nothing, and I'm eternally grateful that He gave His life for mine, and every day shows me what true love is. To my county and state extension office, Miss Kaylee Lawing, Miss Michelle South, Miss Kim Slotnick, Miss Vonda Vaughn, Mr. Jeff Vance, Miss Mitzi, Miss Sarah, Miss Shannon, and Dr. Yoder. Each of you have poured into my life endlessly and shown me so much kindness over the years. You all have helped me with everything from running for state 4-H office to college applications to helping me discover my passions for agriculture. I wouldn't be the 4-H'er and college student that I am today without each of you. And not one day went by that each of you didn't make sure I knew how proud of me you were. Thank you for everything. To my state officer team, to Emily, thank you for being the best state president North Carolina 4-H could have asked for. Thank you for always opening the door to your home for me, for making sure I get horse time while I'm at college, and for showing me what a genuine friend is. I love you. To Leah, you've kept our team grounded and focused this year, and I'm so thankful for that. You always inspire me to be brave and to face the challenges that scare me. I admire you so much, and I'm so thankful to know that I always have you to lean on during the hard times in life. Thank you for your friendship. To Kyler, where do I even begin with you? You've been like a brother to me since elementary school, and we've faced some of life's hardest moments together. There's nobody I would rather laugh and joke with, but I'm so thankful to know that I can call you at any time, and you're willing to drop whatever you're doing to talk and pray with me. Thank you for the siblinghood that we share. My next thank you is for my family, a group of people that I don't know what I would do without. Not all of us can be here today, and that's okay. but I want to start with my brother-in-laws, Trace and Josh. Thank you for coming into my life, for always looking out for me, and for being the best big brothers I never had. Our family was truly blessed when God gave you to us, and I'm so proud to be your little sister, and I love you both very much. To my sisters, Jessy and Journey, both of you have been my built-in best friends since I was born, and I don't think either of you realize how much I look up and admire you. Thank you for helping Mom and Dad raise me and for showing me what young women of God look like. I don't know what I would do without either of you. I love you both very much. To my niece, Parker, thank you for being my answered prayer when I was 8 years old that God would give me a niece. You brought so much joy and sunshine into my life, and as your aunt, I promise to always feed you too much sugar before sending you home, to always be there at 3 a.m. when you need me, and to always love you. To my mom and dad, I'm at a complete loss of words for this one. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. I wouldn't be anything without you, both of you. I love you both more than anything in the world, and no matter what, I'll always be your baby girl. I love you both. And I have something to share with them for all the support that they've given me over the years. To North Carolina 4-H, thank you for choosing me and 3 of my best friends to serve as your state officers. You've made our dreams come true, and we could not be more thankful for that. Always remember to not let your flaws and imperfections keep you from achieving your dreams. Thank you.
Franklin D. Roosevelt said, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the assessment that something else is more important than fear." In life, there will be times when you have to decide if you're going to stand your ground and do what you believe in. It can be difficult to stay true to yourself when others may disagree or see things differently. In life, there will be times when you have to make decisions that everyone else may not fully support. How many times have you heard the phrase, "Life isn't easy"? I myself have heard it many times and have found it to be very true. Life is full of trying times and difficult choices, but also of many positive experiences. Our relationship with others is a huge part of these positive experiences. There will be people in your life who become friends, people who become work colleagues and associates, and some people will simply move on with time. This all happens because of the decisions that we make. However, as we go through life, as we make these decisions, it's important to make sure that the people you surround yourself with, the people you call true friends, will be there for you. Someone once shared a phrase with me, and it goes something like this: people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. People come into your life for a reason when you're facing something new. People come into your life for a season when you have something to learn from them or they from you. And when someone comes into your life for a lifetime, you will learn something from them that you will always use and never forget. I'd like everyone to take a moment and close their eyes. Think back on who has been your reason, season, and lifetime friends. Never forget these people or what they have taught you. And remember that these experiences are what make you who you are today. Okay, now for the hard part, my thank yous. There are so many people that I'd like to thank. I'm going to start with my family. If you guys would come on over. To my parents, I cannot express how thankful I am for everything that you've done for me over the years. You have always supported me and had my back. Even when it would have been simpler to just stop trying and give up, you never did. When the going got tough, so did you. And we pushed through every single obstacle that came across our path. To my sisters, Nicole and Kira, thank you for being there. Nicole, you have always been a role model for me. I see you try new things, and it gives me the courage to get up and try and do it myself. Kira, I am constantly inspired and impressed by your drive and passion, and I strive to be more like that every day. This is for you guys, for not killing me and letting me live to this year and serve as a state officer. To the State 4-H office, thank you for helping us to be the best that we possibly could this year. I greatly appreciate all the time and effort you put into making sure we had everything we needed and were prepared for anything. Now for my team. Leah, I don't even know where to begin. I have known you for what feels like forever. I don't think Lori knew the friendship she was starting when she roomed us together at that first Congress. You and I have been through so much together. You are my rock, my sounding board. You tell it like it is, and I love you for that. I am so thankful to have had you to call as a friend over the years. You will forever be my chipmunk. Jessy Kete, I don't know where to start. You are strong, confident, and unafraid to speak your mind. I would not be surprised if you end up running the world someday. You are the main reason I ran for state office. I remember that you and I had a conversation, and you told me not to let anybody else stand in the way of my dreams. I don't think you realized at that time just how much I needed to hear those words. I know that I can always count on you, and if I ever need someone to help me choose a photo, you're who I'll come to. Kyler, when I first met you, you really fooled me. I got this kind of calm, quiet vibe from you. Looking back, I have no idea how that happened. You are so happy and outgoing, like this giant ball of energy. I don't think I can remember a time when you weren't smiling or laughing. I always find myself in a better mood after being around you. You are kind and thoughtful and energetic and just a wonderful human being. I cannot express to the three of you how glad I am that I got to serve with you this year. What I have with you is true friendship, and I hope that you all know just how important you are to me. Last, but by no means least, to North Carolina 4-H. I would not trade the experiences that I have had with you for anything in the world. I will cherish the memories and the friendships that I have with you for my entire life. You put your trust in me this year, and it has been my absolute honor to serve you.
If you cannot